Good morning and welcome to today's chapter of the Jamie Drake equation by Christopher Edge, and it's published by Nosy Crow. So we are on chapter 19. So this is where you've got to. Grandad's hands rest on my shoulders as I sit on the back wall, my school shoes scuffing the flower heads as I stare across the meadow to the foot of Beacon Hill. The school's been on the phone. Your mum's worried sick. She's out in the car with Charlie looking for you now. We've been calling your mobile. Shaking his hands from my shoulders, I swing myself down from the wall. I switched my phone off, I tell him, quickly wiping my eyes so that he can't see that I've been crying. I just needed some time to think. Oh, Jamie, lad, Grandad says, his voice softening as his big arms envelop me in a bear hug. His sticky t-shirt smells of porridge and stale cigarettes. Come into the barn and let's have a proper chat. Sitting on an upturned beer crate, I look around at the chaos that clutters the barn. Most of the space filled with the wreckage of Grandad's rock star past. Towering amplifiers and monitors line the walls, each one stenciled with Death Panda logo. Leaning against these are electric guitars of every size, shape and colour, while leads and cables snake across the sticky floor. A flame-red drum kit is set up against the far wall, a cartoon panda bursting out of the front of the large bass drum. This used to be our rehearsal studio when this band was still together, Grandad says as he strides across the floor. But since the band broke up, it's become a bit of a dumping ground. That's why I let your mum work on her new sculpture in here, to brighten the place up. Plus, she couldn't fit it in the up the stairs to the attic. He points across the room to where 4 separate columns of glass and steel rise to at least 3 metres high. The tall curving shapes seem to twist and curl together, their coloured glass filling the room with light. Before Charlie was born, I remember Dad taking me to watch Mum work at her studio. I remember her face fixed in concentration as she conjured strange creatures out of glass, their shapes changing from whichever angle you looked. I remember Mum and Dad laughing together as I tried to guess what animal each sculpture was supposed to be. A rabbit, a pony, a unicorn, a dragon. Their laughs getting louder as my guesses got more ridiculous. And now I don't know if I'll ever hear them laugh together again. Sitting down on the drum stool, Grandad picks up an electric guitar and with his bandaged hand harangues out an unamplified chord. I played this guitar at the Monsters of Rock festival back in '82, he reminisces. That was where I met your grandma for the first time. We were together for about 20 years until she left with that stupid American drummer. For a second, Grandad just sits there with a faraway look in his eyes, his left hand stroking the neck of the guitar. Then he looks at me, the lines of his wrinkled face creasing into a frown. I heard you talking to your mum about the divorce yesterday. I slumped down further in my makeshift seat, burying my head into my hands. All the anger that I felt when I was standing on stage in front of Dad on the huge projector screen has faded away. All that's left now is pain. I don't know why they're splitting up, I say, the words almost catching in my throat. I don't know who's to blame. I've waited so long for Dad to come home and now Mum says we can't be together anymore. Why can't they just work things out and stay together? Grandad absent-mindedly strums his guitar, the unamplified notes ringing out a melancholy tune. Sometimes things don't work out. Bands, marriages, record deals. People change and people move on. Your mum has put her life on hold for a long time to help your dad achieve his dreams, moving you from country to country and almost giving up her own career. But don't you think it's time that she has the chance to shine? Can't she do that with Dad? Grandad shakes his head. It's not for me to say, Jamie. You really need to talk to your mum and Dad together. But I can't, I say, fighting back my tears. I know, Grandad sighs, resting his guitar against the amp as he gets up from the drum stool. He walks across the barn to rest his hand on my shoulder. Not yet. There's enough going on with your dad's spacewalk tomorrow. But you need to remember, Jamie, your mum and dad love you, and Charlie, and that won't ever change. I squeeze my eyes tight, remembering the last time I saw Dad properly. He was in quarantine at the spaceport in Kazakhstan, waiting for the Soyuz rocket to blast off for the International Space Station. Before launch, astronauts have to stay away from any potential source of germs so that they don't end up getting sick in space. So the last time I saw Dad's face, he was behind a sealed glass window, Dad holding his hand to mine as he said goodbye. The same way he does now at every end of every video call. Sitting on the upturned crate, I feel the weight of all my worries push down on me. Just like the G-forces on Dad when he blasts off into space. I've got an alien on my phone, and I don't know what's going to happen when Dad gets home. I just wish he was back with me right now. So that's the end of today's chapter. If you'd like to do an activity, I thought it'd be really interesting for you to design your own rock band. So you could draw a picture of them, think about the instruments that they would play, come up with a band name. You could even get your family to dress up as a rock band. I'd love to see some photographs of that. If you do have any photographs of work, then please send them to the Oak Partnership Virtual School on Facebook. Have a good day. Bye.